Oh no, this meeting is being recorded. Ah. Sorry, I can't help it. Angel, how are you doing? You're muted.
So we left. I left the treatment room and went distance only. And so the last 3 years and a little over, everything that I'm doing and what Angel's been doing has been distance work. So, I don't have to use a surrogate, but I often do, especially where there's people watching what's happening. Hello, Jennifer. And that allows me just to basically take your energetic DNA and everyone's and put it onto this as a tangible 3D thing that I can interact with. Okay. So that's why you see me interacting with the doll. I'm not off doing my own thing with ignoring everybody. I'm actually working on everyone. So I'll use virtual needles, meaning you just basically imagine that you've got a needle of a certain length and the energy creates that density, if you will. And I use that to insert into the doll to affect everyone. And as long as I am have the intention of treating, those stay active. I'm feeding the presence, their ability to be sustained. And I will be interacting with you, yes, in a traditional way of Chinese medicine, but with an extra strong focus on emotion and how emotion is affecting your body. Okay. And because that's really, when we did herbology in the past in Chinese medicine, when you did anything, we were working on people in antiquity that were not poisoned by their environment, and they weren't poisoned by a constant flow of information that overloaded their systems. And so it took a lot less to get a lot more done in the past. And now it takes a lot more to get the same effect. So the emotions, though, are the major underlying driver behind a lot of that internal part of it, right? How many of us are out there killing it out there, physical labor every day, working 10, 12 hours in the sun? Some are, but less of us than ever before, probably, at least in recorded history. So the internal environment, the emotional states are such a huge driver for our health or the lack thereof. So that's why it's a major focus of what I'm feeling for when I'm working on everyone. However, unlike now, I will end up being a very silent person during this session, and Angel will lead the entire session as we move throughout. So you won't hear much from me at all. So I'll hand over what Angel described that she's doing.
So what I'm going to be doing is, number one, asking you guys to, we're both asking you to do this, write in the chat the issues that you're having, physical and emotional, either or and. And I'm going to be also transforming energy, but I'm going to be really focused on all of your emotional energy. So what I'm going to do is basically tap into all of your emotional field and dive into it like it's a big soup and feel what's going on there as a theme. And when I find that beginning place, that's where we will start what I call emotional alchemy. And I'll let the emotion really fill me up.
I assume so, yeah.
And speak through me. So as the emotion is being spoken, or as the emotion is speaking, you will start to feel a change occur, and it will move into a new energy, and so on and so forth, until we end up at a purified, positive, enjoyable emotional experience. So you'll get to hear the transformation. Like, you get to hear what the emotions say as they're transforming. And we record it, so you can listen to this over and over again and still receive the benefits of this energy treatment as though it's your first time.
And so over here on Facebook, Laya, I got your request. And Mary, yours is still, what's driving yours is still what we talked about before. So that's obviously going to be put up on the imaginary clipboard that I have over here that you wouldn't see anything because it's my imagination, but I put the things you're mentioning in my awareness up here on this imaginary clipboard to all be wrapped into it. Even though we're both stressing emotion, it doesn't mean we're not working on physical things going on. In fact, there's a lot of focus on my end on that physical manifestation of problems. And I see we have a lot more people who've listed things over here in Facebook land. Got you, Paula. Thank you, Nancy.
And yes to Angie. Yeah, we can include your dogs.
Got you, Renee.
And yes
Jennifer.
to Chantel. We can include Paige.
A lot of liver stuff going on there, a lot of frustration, Jennifer. What you mentioned right there, right? Yep, you got it right. For sure, for sure. Hello, Michael. Laya, you and I need to discuss that off camera at some point in the near future because I got some things to report to you just about what you're talking about there. Ah, Michael, gotcha. Got your mom. Okay, thank you, Mary. Ah, well, yeah, we could work on that, Nancy, sure. Gallbladder, Cleela, connected to liver. Yeah, Paula, and also around that, the recordings that Angel created, those two alchemies that deal with what you're talking about, Paula, you need to have those in your possession to listen to daily to help diffuse that. Who did I forget over here? Anybody? I've read everybody's, just make sure I verbalize that I read them. Okay. You know, Angie, I want to talk to you about a running theme on some of that. So in Chinese medicine, I just want to see her face. Can you move that thing out just to maybe the far right? No, where did she go?
Who?
Where did Angie go?
She's right there.
Oh, there you are. Sorry, Angie. So in Chinese medicine, the earth element, or stomach, spleen, and pancreas, is about containing. It's about having boundaries, right? It's earth. It's about forming boundaries. And when it comes to the vessels in the body that are holding blood, they are very much given a level of health by the earth, by stomach, spleen, and pancreas. They're about holding and containing the blood and doing it well without having too much expansion going on and causing problems with, you know, varicose veins or that type of thing. So that's a part of that. And then I want to talk about also, if you look, everyone, right through and follow that stomach channel, which starts at the eye and runs like this bilaterally all the way down the throat on both sides of the throat and the thyroid here. And it comes out and then it ends up splitting right down the breast, right down the middle. All right. And so a lot of stomach and even spleen, because the spleen's out here to the side on both sides, it's still about the same thing. It's about earth. It's about stomach. It's about spleen. It's about pancreas. It's about nourishment of yourself, nourishment of others. So when you're talking about breast tissue, always remember this is representing nourishment, and it's tightly tied into your heart, your emotional heart. Look at the proximity. And so a lot of this, when we're having issues like you're mentioning, it's around the heart and the emotions of the heart and nourishment of self. And so we'll be working on earth overall in your case, because so much of what you just mentioned is around that underlying issue. And when I feel in you, I get fire. So here's the elements: fire, earth, whoa, metal, yeah, some, water, wood, but earth is the number one priority in my mind, and then metal a very close second, actually, and it's about the lungs. And the lungs, yes, are about respiration, inspiration. They're also about sadness, grief, and letting go, because they're connected to the large intestine, which is their strange sibling, right? Lung and large intestine, but it does make sense. You're inspired, you're intaking inspiration, life, and then you're expelling that which you don't need anymore. One's about taking in, one's about getting rid of, both ends. And so they are good bedfellows in that way. So I want to kind of explain that, not just for Angie's sake, it's your question, but how this might pertain. We have a lot of women here, and men. We're not kept out of that conversation because we technically don't have breasts. It's the same channels running through the same area, all around the same issues I just mentioned. We're not excluded because of that one little difference. So right now, taking care of yourself is a really important thing. And if you're like me, I have a harder time taking it in than I have giving it out. I'm used to this. I'm not so used to someone working on me or, that kind of work. That's not my normal flow, but it needs to be. And when I have it coming my way, when you have it coming your way, it's something we should be able to also just relax and let it in and let it soak in, like earth having rain soaking into the earth. Okay? Perfect. Need to catch up over here, don't I?
Yeah.
Okay, so talk to Paul about that. Laya. Okay.
And Nancy, yes, this can help your tailbone.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael, yes, can include your mom.
Yeah, I got those.
Okay.
Laya again. So his liver. Okay. Yeah, you're right, Laya. But he also has a strong earth thing going on as well, just like I just mentioned over there. Well, you heard it, but over on Zoom for Angie and everybody else that it pertains to. So Mary, a lot of that's probably small intestine. And the small intestine channel, not just, but small intestine channel, everyone, runs in the back of the shoulder blade. It runs more than this, but one area in particular. Mary's mentioning she's got weird acne on the deltoids, outside of the arm, below the shoulders, both arms. Well, if you look at the doll, you've got small intestine represented here, large intestine represented right here on the side of the deltoid. What's called Sonjiao triple heater, which has no actual organ, that's running on right back here, so covering the deltoid. And on the front, you have large intestine on the front. So those are your organ systems. In Chinese medicine, these organ systems, our organs are being fed, and their growth was instigated in your mother's womb by all of this energetic pathway infrastructure. So like if you're going to do a wire framework to put paper mache around or something, right? You have to have that wire framework to give it its form. So you can think of the energetic pathways, these meridians, as something sort of similar. You have to have that energetic framework for the physicality to then manifest, but it doesn't go away. It's always there. And so you can see often where things are happening in your body. You can tell a lot about what organs are involved by just simply their location of where it's manifesting. Okay, Laya, well, I have that problem as well. It's very difficult to describe how to nail down what you do, especially if it's not the typical thing. Got you, Cynthia. Okay, Zaria. See what she's mentioning there. Okay, thank you, Laya. And Nancy, thank you.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I caught her on Bree. I'm almost there over here. Got it too. I mean, again, there's a lot of stomach and spleen stuff for you too, Vicky, especially stomach, from my perspective, of course. Yeah, Marina, I'm sorry to hear that. Tendons and ligaments, Donna, as you know, probably are all about liver. Liver controls sinew in the body. So all that connective tissue, you can look to the liver a lot. It's like the health of a plant. If a plant is really balanced, right, it has some flexibility, so it can blow in the wind. At the same time, it also has the need to be durable. So there's a balance between holding something secure and being flexible and letting it go and not becoming brittle. And connective tissue is very much that way.
Okay, I think we've read
Okay.
all of them.
All righty.
Thanks for being so forthcoming, everyone.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Angie, that describes it quite well. Okay, I've got everybody in my head.
Me too.
And thank you for the folks who've shown up here tonight who haven't been here before maybe or aren't regulars. Appreciate you being here and taking part of this. Truly, the more the merrier. It's more fun.
It's more fun and it's more powerful because when we're all focused on the same thing, it makes a difference. Okay, so for those of you that haven't done this before, just relax and do your best not to be distracted. And it's okay if you fall asleep. Just try to be as receptive as possible so that we can help you. And don't be afraid to really kind of picture yourselves handing over all of it, handing over your physical pains and discomforts, handing over your emotional pains and discomforts, because we're literally transforming energy. So to transform energy, the more of it we have, the more we can work with. So just cough it up.
Am I frying you over there?
No, I'm fine. Okay, so everyone just relax, and I'm going to dive in and really find the beginning point for the emotional alchemy, and then we're off.
Can I say one quick thing to Mary?
Sure.
Mary, your C2's still out. So if you had it adjusted, it didn't hold, unfortunately. But we'll work on the underlying reasons why it's not holding. Okay, just to let you know, because I don't know that we've talked to you before. Maybe we have, and I apologize if I don't remember. Okay, I'm good to go. All right, doll time.
diving into the emotional soup of the group, we're going to begin in anxiety. That's the thread that's going on tonight. So whatever connection you have to anxiety, go ahead and just let yourself feel it, because we're going to work with that. If you don't feel a specific connection to anxiety, don't worry about it. We'll get to what you're experiencing also. There's almost nothing about life right now that seems stable. I know life is always in a state of flux, but this is a completely different type of flux. And the more aware I become, the more educated I become, the more I experience anxiety and uncertainty. I want to have answers for so many things. I feel like if I had answers, I wouldn't feel so anxious. But there's hardly any answers. In fact, it seems like I just come up with more and more and more questions. And I want to feel this sense of rootedness, but I can't feel it. And it just makes me feel even more anxious. How are we supposed to be able to handle all of this uncertainty? It's like we're always waiting for what's going to happen next, and none of it feels very good. I don't want to be in a state of worry. But I can't help it. Because there's so many unknowns. And there is so much obviously off with everything we're experiencing right now. And I like to have a clear picture of what I'm dealing with, a clear picture of what we're dealing with. And the more clear it becomes, the more scary it becomes. So the energy is changed into fear. Sometimes it's like I'm burning with fear on the inside. I'm afraid for so much. I'm afraid for so many people. I'm afraid for our world. I'm afraid for myself. I'm afraid for my relationships. I'm afraid for my security in a multitude of ways. It's like I have this feeling in my gut. And I want to shake it. And I want to write it off like it's nothing. Or like I'm overreacting, but it's still there. Not leaving. Haunting me. I don't know what to do about it because I can't think myself out of it. I can't even reason myself out of it. I don't want to lie myself out of it. But I also don't know how to respond to it, what to do in response to it. So it's just this perpetual lump. So we're just going to dive into that lump and allow it to speak. I can feel there are things on the horizon. That are going to cause me significant grief. I can feel that my sense of instability is validated. Even if I don't know precisely and exactly why, I can feel it validated in my gut. I can feel that that which we think we've always known is changing, becoming something different, and changing at such a fast pace. I can't keep up. I can feel some kind of demolition occurring all around me. Like I'm experiencing it in slow motion. I feel terror in response to all of these things. Terror in response to having to deal with even more pain, more suffering. Terror in response to seeing others suffer. I want to run away from it so badly. There's nowhere to go. And the more I try to run inside myself, the more the knot feels larger, more dense. My rational mind says, you're just freaking yourself out. Stop freaking yourself out. And my gut says, I'm just feeling I just genuinely feel freaked out. I wish I didn't. So as we're feeling all of these different sensations in our gut, we're embracing them, making room for them, holding them with great compassion. Because these feelings, these instincts are painful, uncomfortable. So the energy has changed to compassion. As we hold the fear of grief, fear of destruction, fear of suffering, fear of chaos, we're helping them understand that they're not alone. That these aspects of ourselves that are suffering have not been abandoned. And as we hold presence with these emotions, a door begins to open. Connecting us deeply to what we're truly a part of. The genuine love of God that flows through each of us. The genuine creative magic of the source of all life that created each of us. And this force of beauty connects us, soothes us, and reminds us of our eternal nature. That we are this energy first and foremost. And that no matter what type of catastrophes await us, this healing energy is within us. And as we keep ourselves open to it, remembering that we are far more than our fears, we're able to feel a sense of calm. And as we sit in this connected energy, it's clear that none of us are alone. And that those of us who are aware are reaching out to each other, supporting each other, loving each other, connecting with each other. And in this connectedness, our fears are diffused. Because it's easier to handle that which is scary with the support of each other. And as we're connected, we can feel the great divine spirit that moves through each of us. Its intelligence, its power, its creativity, and its profound problem-solving abilities. And as we allow ourselves to be saturated with these energies, allowing ourselves to entrain with these energies, the support we have is obvious. The energy is changed into support. In this great connection to our great Creator and one another, we have a strength that is profound. We are held by it. We are held upright by it. We are infused through it. We are soothed through it. In this connection, there is no loneliness. In this connection, there is no abandonment. And in this connection, there is no true death. No loss is never easy. It is also only real on one level. And on deeper levels, it doesn't exist. Because the truth of us is that we are energetic beings, always flowing, always changing, always connected. The energy is changing. Into hope. I have a great hope that we prevail in every way possible. That the human spirit is so grand, loving, compassionate, persevering. But there's always only one outcome, and that is triumph. And as we engage deeper in our connection with the great source of life, in our connection with one another, and focus on solutions of every kind that we need, we create them. We are explorers. We are creators. We are inventors. We are lovers. It is not in our nature to be defeated. And as I connect and feel this great human spirit gifted to each one of us by our great Creator, I'm confident in our triumph. I'm confident in our ability to handle whatever comes our way. And as we remain focused on connection and creating solutions, the momentum continues to move in a positive direction. And not only does it continue to move in a positive direction, it continues to move in an inventive direction. And so I'm confident that no matter what type of destruction we experience, we also successfully rebuild with great integrity, incredible intention, perpetual connection, and as we examine all the ways we failed, through avoidance, through denial, through laziness, we get to choose never to recreate it. And as we allow ourselves to admit our mistakes individually and as a whole, we do not recreate them. The energy is changed into humility. So here we are, genuinely in the space of being taught. And in this space of openness and our ability and willingness to receive information about how we failed, clarification on how we failed, clarification on how we've succeeded. We get to use this knowledge for greater things. And as we ask for forgiveness from ourselves, from one another, from the great source of life, through deeply understanding our mistakes, we're released to create new. And as we accept where we've been wrong with grace, we get to learn the truth. We get to see new perspectives. And we get ease in solving problems. And as we choose awareness and integrity over convenience, we get to experience deeper meaning. deeper connection. We're in a great time of learning. A profound period of humility. And those of us who accept this learning experience create triumph, create wholeness, create health, create confidence, create self-reliance, and create profound connection. May we remain open and willing to be transformed, to be taught, and to be purified. So that every thought and every action reflects this divine purification. And this profound transformation of our hearts, our souls, and therefore our physical reality. May we allow ourselves to learn how to move through these difficulties with grace, and profound love for our world and each other. And may we intentionally remain connected in support of one another. As we build something beautiful through our own transformation. We are the children of the great Creator. And because of this, we are triumphant. Allow yourselves to come back.
How's everybody doing? Facebook folks, Zoom folks.
Welcome, Rich. How's everyone feeling? A bit better? A little more relaxed? A little lighter?
Not sure yet. Hello, Veronique.
Good. Good.
Good. Thank you, Mary. Good. Hey, good. A lot of you fell asleep. That's great. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Laya. Thank you, Mary, again. Good. A lot of people went out. This is great. Good. Good, Veronique. Oh,
So this recording will immediately be on Facebook, on both mine and Keith's page. I will be uploading it to our YouTube channel. If you aren't subscribed to that, it's a good idea to subscribe to it, because I don't always get the email out promptly, as those of you who are on my email list know, but I am pretty good at getting it uploaded to our YouTube channel quite promptly. So if you are not on my personal email list, then feel free to send me or Keith a message. Doesn't matter how.
Yeah.
And I can put you on that so that you can get those recordings, because I send out a video recording and an audio recording of this. If you don't want to do that, that's fine too. You can just subscribe to the YouTube channel. Angel-Geschichte is the YouTube channel. Or you can just go to our Facebook pages and listen to it again on there.
So I worked on, I opened up a lot of pathways with virtual needling in the beginning to get things moving. And then I worked a lot on opening up the spine to get the information flowing from the brain all the way down the spine through these channels of affiliation through all the organ systems, to all the organ systems. A lot of things, but a lot of stomach, spleen, pancreas, like I said before, a lot of liver, gallbladder, and lung. At the end, I was working on lung, and I worked on lung, and I worked on lung, and it just kept going and going and going. So a lot of lung stuff. So to hear some of you say your lungs feel better, that's great, because there's a lot of work on the lungs for me. Last 10, 15 minutes probably. Good, excellent. I'm just reading more. And the treatment does roll along. I mean, it's like once we're done, yes, we're not emitting and transforming actively like we were, but it's still unfolding. And if you do listen to it again and again and again, you do get a lot of repeat benefit from that and reinforcement of what we've already done.
So I just put the YouTube channel in the chat of Zoom.
Good.
And I'll put it on Facebook here in a minute too.
Everybody good?
All right.
We'll give them maybe a couple more chances to get that copy maybe.
Okay, take a picture of that email. Jill, I will add you to.
Yay, Mary,
the email.
good. Good. Laya, yeah. Hey, Joel. Okay. Hopefully you guys have had a chance to, thank you, Jim. Had a chance to write that down, and we're going to check out and do what many of you who know Qigong. Yes, Mary says, time to practice moving form again. Do your Qigong to help move this along, what's been stirred up for the rest of the evening. And don't forget how powerful of a tool that is every single day. We must have it going on to stay strong and continue to help those around us. You're welcome, Laya. All right. See you later.
Thanks, guys. Bye.